Now in today's Filofax segment, I'm going to show you how I do my dailies. The dailies are technically my to-do list, and I noticed that I was going to do weeklies, but I'm going to do dailies because today I'm running errands. So I thought, you know what, let me show this to you in real time, how I structure my daily page and how I really primarily use it as a running to-do list, but tasks that need to be done that day. The to-do list, it's a blank page. I really just dump ideas or tasks that I know need to be done that day, ideally that day. The way that my brain works, I just need to pour onto the page before it escapes me, before I forget. So what I do, there's a method to this madness. I will show you on this next page. I reevaluate my dump page, so to speak. So this would be my daily. This is a daily here. This is something that I need to have done today, and they're all errands. So I'm going to restructure this to go in a particular order based off of my time structure, if that makes sense. So I'm recording this here in the morning, and moving into the afternoon, I'm going to prioritize what tasks need to be done in order. Task number 1, 2, 3, based off of the time in the afternoon. Some things can be done later in the day. Some things need to be done as soon as possible. I'm enjoying my Sarasa gel pens. I've shown this in my other videos, but if you have a Dollar Tree in your area, you may come across these Sarasa Dry X20 pens. These are gel pens. I like the 0.7, and they're pretty bold. I like how bold they are. I found this purple one just the other day, and this is, am I using the purple in this? Oh yeah, you could see. This is the purple. I don't know if you could see. I have like purple written right here, and I use the black. I find these just as bold as using my Pen & Gear felt tips. But let's go ahead and show you how I'm going to structure this before I run out to do my errands. It was inspired by a book that I read long ago called The One Thing. The One Thing, when I was going to school, I found that very helpful to prioritize tasks that were important and that needed to be done sooner rather than the miscellaneous things that could wait. So as I've said before in my videos, with my mind, I have analysis paralysis. So if there are too many things that need to be done, I get overwhelmed. If I have too many choices, it's hard for me to kind of know where to start. Sometimes I also find myself doing a little bit of each thing when I should really just focus all the energy in one big thing, tackle that out of the way, and then work my way down. A little hack that I found very helpful in Filofax setup videos years ago, and that always stuck with me, was cutting the hole, just making a little slip, a little cut here, and then you can put these back in like that. So this has been very helpful because I am right-handed, so I can write here, but when I'm done with this, I can recycle it and then use it like this. I think I saw this little hack. I'm pretty sure it was Rachel, for my Filofax lovers. Do you guys remember Rachel Dunaway? Rachel Dunaway, she had her Filofax Malden, and she showed her, she enjoyed doing this method, but she also got this from Rowena. So Rowena, I'll link their channels down below. Rowena, she showed this as well. And that, even though back then, like 7-8 years ago, I wasn't really into my Filofaxes, I was more into my Traveler's Notebook, that little tidbit, that little hack always stuck with me. So now that I'm using Filofaxes or ring bound system, this is something I'm going to remember. I'm going to use this. All right, we're going to start fresh, but I'm going to take this out. Well, actually, I'll keep it here because I'm going to use it as a reference. And I'm going to show you how I set, let me see, what, should I use black? Okay, I'll use black maybe because it's just bold. I'm going to show you how I'm going to organize this list. how I do my dailies. Now for my brain, let me just show you here. The main to-do list before I'm running errands, what can I do here within my home? So on my list, I have call doctor, medical bill, and these aren't in order. So I want to narrow down, what do I need to do as soon as possible? What's the number one task for the day? And that is what I would put on the top of my to-do list. The very, very top is the top priority. So my top priority is calling the doctor. Now, I actually did this before I turned on the video because that needed to be done sooner rather than later. And that's why I was inspired to actually jump into this daily episode, if you so to speak, because again, I wanted to show you as I was going through this process. So I already called the doctor. That had to be done. The bill, had to be paid. But next, what else I need to do around the house? I need to, and I'm going to do this as soon as I finish the video. I'm going to take out let's see. I'm going to take out meat from the freezer. Okay, I need to remind myself to do this because it's for dinner that I have prepared for tonight. Reminds me of my childhood memories, right? When your parents are like, okay, don't forget to take out the meat before we come home. So yeah, I have to take out the meat so it's thawing out while I'm running around my errands, which should take no longer than an hour because I am going to have this structured in a very productive way. Last, now I know on my to-do list, I have to stop by the post office. So this is definitely something I need to do today. Post office for mail. Drop off. Excuse my sloppy handwriting. So now this is going to carry on to my running to-do list, which is kind of like a grocery list as well. This isn't really a hack, but this was inspired, this quadrant that I use was inspired by that book, The One Thing. And I use this when I have multiple places to go to. And for my brain, it just keeps me on track, and it doesn't seem overwhelming. If I have a lot of places to go, if I have a lot of things to do, it can be overwhelming. Okay, especially now that it's summer, it's hot. I'm not trying to be out more than necessary, but if I have everything already laid out for my day, it doesn't seem as daunting or as intimidating. And if everything's already laid out for me, I don't have to, it's less stress. So after the post office, for the quadrant, and the way that my quadrant is worked out is that I go from left to right. So I see it kind of like, it's like a little map. So, point A, B, C, and then D. This is going to be home towards the end. And I set this up according to my route, where I live, what's in my neighborhood, and where I need to go. So looking at my little brain dump of places that I need to go to, I can tell I need to go to the UPS store, I need to go to Costco, I need to go to the grocery store and the Asian market. So again, this list was just used as a brain dump. Just get all those ideas out onto paper and worry about the structure later. Because again, if I don't get it onto paper, I will forget. And in the past, I would try to structure as I went, but again, it gets overwhelming. So I'm going to write down, technically, okay, this is post office. And then let me bring you guys closer. Disregard my sloppy handwriting. Okay, this is really just for me, legible for my eyes only, but I'm showing you how I have it set up here. So the post office, I know what I need to do, and then I'll write down where I need to go. Okay, so UPS store, and then I'll also do like a little side bullet here for what is it that I need to do there. So this is Amazon return. Next on my route is going to be Costco. Now this is where I'm going to write down all of the things that I need within the store. Now I do use apps because I know in this digital age there are apps that you can sync with family members, and it's just easier to use for some people. And yes, I do use the app. When my husband thinks of something, he'll add it to the app, but then I will still put it down onto paper because I don't like having my phone like on and shopping around the store and looking at my phone. It's just easier for me to have a piece of paper and just sitting on the cart. Just like this. So call me old-fashioned, if you will. I just like to have things written down. And when I write them down, I remember them too. So I remember certain things without even looking at the list versus having it on the notes app. So within Costco, I know I need to pick up. Okay, so another structure that I use, I know how my Costco is set up. So I will go in order of how the store is set up. I know that we go straight to the protein or the meat area. So I'm going to get, I need some more beef. And then from there, I know that there's the eggs. So eggs, and they have butter in the same refrigerated area, and water. So next step, after Costco, the next destination that's en route would be the grocery store. Again, I visualize how my grocery store is set up, and the way that ours is set up, the produce is right there off onto the right hand side. And I will build my to-do list or my task list, my grocery list, based off of the layout of the store. So again, I don't have to use so much of my brain power trying to figure out, okay, do I stop by the eggs first and then produce and then dry goods? I just make my way into the rotation of how that store is set up. So knowing that produce is the first area, I am going to write down all of the produce items that I need for that particular destination. Luckily, today's not a heavy grocery shopping day, but after produce, I know that I need some dry goods, and then that's where I will shift this off to the side. I need my vanilla extract for my London fog tea. Speaking of, hold on, let me grab a little sip here. I've been loving my London fog, so I need more vanilla extract, and then husband needs coffee. So really this is all that I needed. So I know if I have a longer grocery list, I would have written that here on the back, but today we just need to pick up some things that were just missing around the home. Final destination, Asian market. Now, normally if I have more things that I want to capture, I will use the back. Now the back, this is stuff that can technically roll over onto the next day, or that can roll over onto the weeklies. For example, this YouTube video. If I don't get this done today, I'm not going to stress or overwhelm myself. It's fine. It's not really important, but it's something I'd ideally like to do today rather than tomorrow. This is what a daily would look like for me. Nothing fancy, nothing special, but the top priority, again, is going to be on the top. This has to be done today. This has to be done today. And then these are just a breakdown of they're just detailed breakdowns of where else I need to go and what else I need to do. So this I'm going to put actually in my handbag. Have you guys seen my what's in my handbag video? I just did that. So if you are interested in seeing that, check out the video prior to that. This is just going to come with me. But if I wasn't going out, technically like out running around, this would just stay in my Filofax open on my desk, and then I would just look at it, every now and then To me, this works, and I'm just showing you how I do my dailies. They're not really dated because, again, I really just go in order. So after I am done with this list, this, I technically can reuse this, but because I do this little hack where I push this, or I slit the holes, I can just do it upside down here and recycle it, and then I'll use it for tomorrow. And I won't get confused because I'll see, oh, this is upside down, this is already done, this is already completed. So I don't really need to date if it's for tomorrow, because I know my list, I just know that I'm done with the full page, because again, these are all things that need to be done today. So there should be no reason that anything is rolling over. And if it does need to roll over, then, you know, I can just easily put it on here, but typically things need to be done day of. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.